Move on to the second point, that is amenorrhea. Amenorrhea is menstrual disorder in women, which women of 18 years and above either never begin menstruating or there is an absence of menstruation for month and year. Why these kind of disorders and diseases happen? What are the factors behind this? So move on to the points one by one. First is intensive training competition. Amenorrhea is evident in the female athletes who involve in high intensity training and competitive levels. Long distance runners, swimmers, gymnasts, etc. are the examples of these high training and intensive training. Move on to the second point, that is excessive loss of body weight resulting in decrease of fat percentage. The woman lost 1/3 or 10 to 15% of her total body weight, which may induce amenorrhea. The reason being fat is a prime source of estrogen. As we are talking later, estrogen hormones are most important for our bone density, for our menstruation cycle. So in this, if we are lost up to 10 to 15% of our body weight, then fat is a main source of estrogen. If estrogens are released, then amenorrhea comes, which may lead into the normal menstruation function. Third is malnutrition, malnourishment and eating disorder. Insufficient intake of total calories, protein, fat. Specific vitamins and minerals may cause secondary amenorrhea if you are not taking proper diets, vitamins, minerals. So this is called malnutrition if you have absence of these types of vitamins, minerals in your diet. Fourth is previous history of menstrual disorders. If you have a previous history of menstrual disorders, like one of the factor of developing secondary amenorrhea. Move on to the second point, that is the eating disorder. In the eating disorder there are two types anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. What is anorexia nervosa? In anorexia nervosa there is a serious and potentially life-threatening mental illness. The eating disorder is characterized by self-starvation and excessive weight loss. It is a psychological disorder. The patient has a distorted body image and irrational fear of becoming overweight. In anorexia, the irrational fear of becoming overweight in a person having anorexia nervosa. Move on to the second point, that is the bulimia nervosa. Bulimia nervosa is a eating disorder characterized by the recurrent being eating followed by the compensatory behavior such as purging, consuming large amount of food in a short amount of time, by the followed frantic efforts to avoid gaining weight. So anorexia, that is a less consumption of diet. In bulimia there is a large consumption of diet in a shortened time. So keep in your mind 2 points, anorexia and bulimia. Anorexia, that is a less consumption of diet. Bulimia, that is a large consumption of diet in a shortened time. Anemia. Anemia is a malnutrition disease caused due to deficiency of iron in human being. Person suffering from anemia has less blood cells than normal limit. As a result, hemoglobin content in blood is also reduced, which has negative effect upon the cardiorespiratory endurance. Oxygen carrying capacity of his blood also decreases. As a result, less oxygen is supplied to the part of body. If you you have a less supply of oxygen, then you have tired earlier, then your muscles feel tired by doing less work. Owing to deficiency in oxygen, diffusion capacity of individual blood purification capacity also decreases. Women are more susceptible of iron deficiency than males. Uh, so, uh, female athletes should include iron supplement in their diet. Coaches and team physicians should make proper record of female athletes' hemoglobin level and test the hemoglobin and iron storage should be included in the medical screening of women athlete, and such the tests should be repeated whenever the athlete experiences an unexplained drop of its endurance problem. If the female athletes experience drop in the endurance performance, then the coaches and the a team of physicians have to check the hemoglobin level, because if you have less hemoglobin in your blood, then the oxygen supply is also less. If you have a less oxygen, then you are not able to doing work according to your capacity, then your stamina is also decreases. So